नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणे। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सखगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सखगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरः परमः कृष्णः सच्चिदानंद विग्रहः अनादिरादिर् गोविन्दः सर्वकारण कारणम्। ओम तत्सत्। Hare Krishna. By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita, the most confidential knowledge, Raja Gukhyam, the king of secrets. So we are in the 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita now. So being Sunday in India, so we are studying the 14th chapter. So we finished 8 slokas in the 14th chapter, which is titled as the 3 modes of material nature. We know that the 3 modes of material nature are binding us. That's what Nibandhanandi. That's what binding. And now we have to break that bondage. Like here, when we study chemistry, we have different types of bonds. So, like that. So, ionic bond, covalent bond, metallic bond, like that, different types of bonds, hydrogen bonds, like that. So, like that, here, there is a bond between body and the soul. So, we know that all these things, different types of bonds, what we study in the science, the bondages. So that is between the matter, between the elements, what we see in the periodic table. Now, there is another bond that is known as Janma Bandha and Karma Bandha. These are the bondage. They both are very same only, same bond. We can call it as like ionic bond or covalent bond, different bonds, metallic bond, as I just explained. These are all chemistry subject I'm just teaching. Like different molecule atoms they are bound actually. So like that, here there is a karma bond or janma bond. So both are same bonds only. 2 names for the same bond. So that bond is between body and the soul. So now we have to break this bond. So Maya is making this bond. So that's what Nibandhanandi Mahabahu Dege Deginam Abhyam. Maya is binding. Now we need to break this bond. How are you going to break this bond? We have to detach ourselves from everything in this material world, the soul. When the soul is attached to the material sense objects, so that means the soul is bonded to the body. So when we give up all attachments to the material sense objects, so we are released. This bondage will be broken. This bond will be broken. So that means when we have no more karma bandha, there is no janma bandha also. So when there is karma bandha, there is a janma bandha. So janma bandha means when we die, we are going to take another birth in this material world. So that's what is janma bandha. So when we take another birth in this material world, another body in this material world, so then we are going to work. We will be forced to work. So that is what is known as karma bandha. So now we need to break this bond, both this janma bandha, karma bandha, everything. In order to break that, we have to develop another bond, very strong bond, the soul. The soul has to develop bond with the super soul. So that's what is very important. So when we develop our bondage, our bond with Krishna, the super soul. So when we study Bhagavad Gita, understand Bhagavad Gita, serve Krishna, render devotional service unto Krishna. So then when we develop that bond becomes very strong, then this bond will get broken. This bond with the body, this bond with the this material world. So this gets broken. And that bond becomes stronger and stronger, and this bond will be completely broken. Then we are freed. So Maya is binding. Maya is binding us with the body. So there is the bond. But when we bind ourselves with Krishna, so we have to bind. So when we get the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, when we understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and then when we bind with Krishna, then we can break this bond, which Maya is. For that, we need to study, we need to have the knowledge. Even in chemistry, when they study or anything, I'm just saying chemistry, but the chemistry is used in all different subjects in medical field, everywhere we use it. So when we study, so when we get the knowledge, then we use it. So like that, when we study Bhagavad Gita, we get the knowledge about how to bind ourselves with Krishna. That's what Bhagavad Gita is teaching us, how to make that connection with Krishna, how to create that bondage with Krishna, how to make it very strong, very, very strong, so that we can be set free. We can be freed from the bondage to this material world. So everything this Bhagavad Gita is teaching us. So when we study Bhagavad Gita fully and understand this Bhagavad Gita fully, so that means we will be able to get liberation from this material world. That is known as moksha. That is known as mukti. So in order to get that mukti, we need bhakti. Without bhakti, there is no mukti, no liberation. Only bhakti leads to liberation. That is devotion. We have to become a devotee of Krishna. Bhaktya mam avijanati amanyascha tattvadaga. Tato mam tattvato nyatva visatetat anantaram. So only with devotion only we can understand Krishna. So bhaktyat ananyaya sakyaya aham evam vido arjuna. So without any deviation, if a person is to devote himself unto me, bhaktyat ananyaya sakya, so then he can understand me fully. Aham evam vido arjuna. I can be known, I can be understood only with unalloyed devotion. That's what bhaktyat ananyaya sakya means, unalloyed devotion. So Krishna can be known. Krishna, we can understand Krishna only with unalloyed devotion. So all such things, this Bhagavad Gita will do the magic for us. This Bhagavad Gita will give us all the knowledge. Krishna is giving us all the knowledge what we need in Bhagavad Gita. Then what is the need for us to go and listen to anyone else or anything else or read anything else? There is no need at all. Because Krishna has given us everything in one place in this Bhagavad Gita. That's what every day we are emphasizing, that this is very, very important. We just have to stick to Bhagavad Gita, study Bhagavad Gita, follow Bhagavad Gita. Our life is simply it should be only based on Bhagavad Gita only. Based on the principles of Bhagavad Gita only, we have to do everything. So, in this effort, we are not alone. As I always say, every day, almost every day, I say that Krishna is there with us. So when we want to create that bond with Krishna, Krishna also wants to create that bond. So when that bond happens, so there should be an attractive force between them. So that's what should attract. So Krishna is attracting us, but we are repelling. So that is the problem. So by rebelling, by not following Krishna's instructions, by rebelling, we are repelling from Krishna's, that attraction. So now, in order to make that connection very strong, we should also create that attractive force. So we should be attached to Krishna. So then that connection will become very, very strong and very powerful, which no one can break. And then we will be a very, very strong devotee of Krishna. This Bhagavad Gita will do that magic, no doubt about it. If we simply depend on this Bhagavad Gita and follow everything, we are following. Of course, we are following. Every day when we say that we need to follow this, we need to follow that, then automatically we will follow. Because we are understanding, we are emphasizing again and again, we are reminding ourselves again and again what Krishna is teaching us in this Bhagavad Gita. That means we are following. We are going to follow. We will follow. There is no doubt about it at all, because Krishna is with us and Krishna's mercy is there. And that's the reason we are able to study Bhagavad Gita every day and we are able to make great progress. So, I was mentioning yesterday that we just now we started this Bhagavad Gita, this cycle in the beginning of this year, the 2022. Now we are almost close to in the middle of the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita in that cycle. But this cycle, this is another cycle going, Krishna's mercy. So we are now 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. That's also going on, Krishna's mercy. Only thing here we are studying four slokas once a week. So there we are studying one sloka every day for 5 days. So that way 5 slokas per week, here 4 slokas per week, but we are understanding. By Krishna's mercy, we are making very, very strong progress, very steady progress. So, as I mentioned in the beginning, we finished 8 slokas in the 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. We understand that just by taking shelter unto this Bhagavad Gita, we are going to go to Goloka. There is no doubt at all. Idam jnanam upashitya mama sadharmya magata sargepinopajayante pralayen abhyadanticha. And this material world is created by Krishna, Brahman. So that is our mother. So Brahmandam. So from where Sambhavaga Sarva Bhutanam Tatho Bhavati Bharata, all the living entities have been created. And Krishna is a seed-giving father. That's what we understood. So Sarvayonishu Kaunteya Murtayaga Sambhavantiyaga Tasam Brahma Mahadyonir Aham Bija Prataka Pita. So Krishna is a seed-giving father, that we know that. So now what we are studying in the 14th chapter, 5th sloka, what we studied, Krishna taught last week. Sattvam rajastama ithi gunah prakriti sambhavah nibadnanti makabaho dehe dehinam avyayam. So sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo guna, these 3 gunas, they are produced from prakriti. So they are binding. So nibadnanti mahabaho dehe dehinam avyayam. They are binding the soul inside this body. So Dehe means inside this body. Dehinam is the one which has the body, that is the soul. So it is Nibandhanandi, it is binding. Which one? The Gunaha. Gunaha means the 3 modes of material nature, they are binding. So material nature consists of 3 modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. When the eternal living entity comes in contact with nature, O mighty Arjuna, he becomes conditioned by these modes. Then in the next sloka, what we studied, Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashakam anamayam sukha sangena badnati jnana sangena chanaga. So in this, the mode of goodness is free from all impurities. That's what nirmalatva. So it is prakasakam anamayam. It is prakasakam. It is illuminating and it is sinless. So it is without any sinful reaction. Anamayam. Sukha sangena badnati jnana sangena chanaga. It binds one to happiness and knowledge. O sinless one. That's what Krishna is saying that anaga. O sinless one. It binds one to happiness and knowledge. So that is the mode of goodness. So, O sinless one, the mode of goodness being purer than the others is illuminating and it frees one from all sinful reactions. Those situated in that mode become conditioned by a sense of happiness and knowledge. Then in the next shloka, Krishna is continuing. Rajo ragatmakam viddhi trishna sanga samudbhavam tannibadnati kaunteya karma sangena dehinam. So we studied in this sloka that how the Rajoguna, first of all, is catching us. How we are getting controlled by the Rajoguna. That is happening only when there is raga, there is attachment. So that's why Rajo ragatmakam viddhi trishna sanga samudbhavam. When there is hankering, when we have a lot of attachments, that's what when we hanker, trishna. So then it is Rajoguna is produced. That's what Udbhavam. So Samudbhavam means it's produced. Rajoguna is produced. So then immediately it starts controlling us. It makes us to commit sins. It forces us to commit sins. That's what Kama Yesha, Krodha Yesha, Rajoguna, Samudbhavaga. So same Samudbhavam, Krishna is using that word here. And also Krishna is using the word Samudbhavam in the 3rd chapter also. So Kama Yesa, Krodha Yesa, Rajoguna, Samudbhavam. Whereas here Rajo Ragatmakam Viddhi. So Ragatmakam Viddhi, Trishna Sanga Samudbhavam. So which is produced from the Raga, from the desire. So from our desires, attachment. So that is now binding us into this material way. So that's what Tannibadnati Kaunteya Karma Sangena Deganam. So that's why this Rajoguna is binding one to Karma Sangena Deganam. So if you are controlled by Rajoguna, that means we have Karma Bandha. If you are freed from Rajoguna, there is no Karma Bandha. So that's what we need to understand. So the mode of passion is born of unlimited desires and longings, O son of Kunti. And because of this the embodied living entity is bound to material fruitive actions. So the mode of passion is born of unlimited desires and longings. That's what Trishna is, hankering, longings. So Raga, attachment. So desires. So then Tamoguna, what we studied, it is Tamastvajnanajam viddhi mohanam sarvatehinam pramadalasya nidrabis Tannipadnati Bharatha. So Tamoguna is produced from ignorance, Ajnanajam, that's it. And it binds on to Mohanam, illusion, and then Pramada Alasya Nidrabis, Pramada, so madness, Alasya, indolence, and Nidrabi, sleep. So it binds on to madness, indolence, and sleep, delusion, Mohanam. So, O son of Bharata, know that the mode of darkness born of ignorance is the delusion of all embodied living entities. The results of this mode are madness, indolence, and sleep, which bind the conditioned soul. So that's what Krishna is teaching us. So in the next sloka, what we are studying for today, in the sloka number 9, Krishna is teaching us that, summarizing these 3 slokas, that is the 6, 7, 8. So Krishna is summarizing in one sloka. So 6, 7, 8, Krishna is summarizing in the 9th sloka. Sattvam sukhe sanjayati rajaha karmani bharata jnanamavritya tu tamaha pramade sanjayatyuta. So Sattvam, that is the mode of goodness, binds one to happiness. Sattvam sukhe sanjayati. Whereas the mode of passion binds one to fruitive works. So Rajaga Karmani Bharata. Whereas the mode of ignorance, which is born from ignorance, which covers the knowledge, jnanam avritya tu tamaha, the mode of ignorance which covers the knowledge, binds one to madness. That's what pramade sanjayati utab. That's what Krishna is teaching. O son of Bharata, the mode of goodness conditions one to happiness, patience conditions one to fruitive action, and ignorance covering one's knowledge binds one to madness. Then in the next sloka, Krishna is teaching us that Rajastamascha Sattvam Bhavati Bharata Rajaga Sattvam Tamaschaiva Tamaha Sattvam Rajastata. So sometimes the mode of goodness becomes predominant, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance. These are Rajas Tamas Cha Abhibhuya. So it's surpassing, defeating both Rajoguna and Tamoguna. Sattvam Bhavati Bharata. Sattva becomes predominant. And sometimes the mode of Rajaga Sattvam Tamas Chaiva. The mode of passion becomes predominant, defeating the Sattva and Tamoguna. And Tamaga Sattvam Rajastada. Sometimes the mode of ignorance becomes predominant. So these modes of nature keep changing. So depending upon, it's very, very highly contagious. So if we associate with someone who is controlled by the mode of passion, then it is going to come and affect us also. It's going to infect us. So it's highly contagious, means it's highly infectious. So this modes of nature. So that way it keeps changing. So, but we act depending upon what mode of nature is controlling us. Based on that only we will do all our activities. But we need to make sure that we are freed from all three modes of material nature, because we want to surrender to Krishna. Definitely we should not be controlled by the mode of ignorance and mode of passion and all such things. And mode of goodness helps us to get ourselves liberated from all the three modes of material nature. So sometimes the mode of goodness becomes predominant, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance, O son of Bharata. Sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy. But we want to compete with Maya, and we need to free ourselves from the three modes of material nature and not compete. We need to get ourselves attached to Krishna. That's what is the main thing. So we have to fight against Maya. So we need to free ourselves from the modes of nature. And for that, we need Krishna's support. So that is the main thing. So when Krishna is with us, Maya is not going to bother us. That's it. If Maya knows that Krishna is on our side, then Maya is not going to bother us at all. So the next sloka, Krishna is continuing in this sloka number 11. Sarvadvareshu degesmin prakasa upajayate jnanam yada tada vidyat vivurdam sattvam ityutam. So vivurdam means it increases. So the sattva actually it increases basically illumination. It illuminates our body. That's what prakasa upajayate. Sarvadvareshu degesmin prakasa upajayate. So it increases. So illumination. So that means we will get the complete knowledge and we know everything and we have no confusion and we have no delusion and we have no ignorance. So that's what here prakasa means. So we are completely, everything is bright. Illumination. So everything we know, what is right, what is wrong. We know that we are not the body, we are the soul. Everything we know very well. So with Bhagavad Gita, with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, we understand everything. There are no questions. So everything is very clear. So we don't have to get confused at all. So that's why Sarvadvareshu, all openings in our body. There are Navadvara in our body. So that's why Navadvara, 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, and 2 ears, and 1 mouth, that makes 7. Then 1 anus and 1 genital, that makes 8 and 9 dvaras. So Sarvadvareshu degesmin prakasa upajayate. That's what the Sattva does. So the manifestation of the mode of goodness can be experienced when all the gates of the body are illuminated by knowledge. So that's why this knowledge is very important. This Bhagavad Gita knowledge is very important. So we need to understand. Lobhaga pravrittir arambaga karmanam spruga rajasi yetani jayante vivrithe vivrithe baradarshava. So that is when the Rajoguna is controlling us, when the Rajoguna is dominating. So Krishna in the previous, like the sloka number 10, what we studied, then sometimes the mode of goodness predominates, sometimes the mode of patience, sometimes the mode of ignorance. When the Rajoguna is dominating, then all our Sarvadwara, all dwaras in our body, everything gets illuminated. But when the Rajoguna dominates, what is going to happen? There is increase in greediness, there is lobha and intense endeavors. So pravritti, arambhaga, karmana, asammaga, uncontrolled activities. So that's what uncontrolled desires. Asammaga spriha. So that's what happens. Asammaga spriha. So all these things will happen when the Rajoguna is increasing, when the Rajoguna is dominating. So that's why, O chief of the Bharatas, when there is an increase in the mode of passion, the symptoms of great attachment, fruitive activity, intense endeavor, and uncontrollable desire and hankering develop. So that's what's happening when the Rajoguna increases. So that way, we have to free ourselves from all gunas, and that is possible only by studying Bhagavad Gita, understanding Bhagavad Gita, realizing that we are not the body, we are the soul, and Krishna is the super soul, and simply rendering devotional service to Krishna with full love and devotion. So then we will be able to free ourselves from these three modes of material nature. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished another 4 slokas in the 14th chapter. We finished up to 12 slokas in the 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Now let us chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and focus our mind on the transcendental sound vibration. So we will chant 2 rounds of mantra, which will roughly take about 15 minutes. Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swaminiti Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Umajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. If any devotee has any questions, you can use the raise hand option. Otherwise, I will unmute one by one. Hare Krishna. Surya Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Guruji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna.
I saw the pictures with the Bangalore team.
Yes. Yes, Mataji.
We are missing you. We
Yes,
are
Mataji.
from Hyderabad.
Yeah. At some point of time, Krishna's mercy, we will go. I will come there also, Mataji. It's all will happen. We will
Thank
have
you,
to
Guruji.
know devotees.
Thank you,
Yes.
Guruji.
We will find out, yes, Mataji, definitely. So today you understood everything, Mataji?
Yes, Guruji. Thank you for your excellent class, Guruji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Mohanan Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you, Guruji. I enjoyed the class. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Janvi Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
I have listened to the whole class, Prabhuji. I don't have any questions as of now.
Very nice, Mataji. Krishna's mercy only. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Mithun Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji, how are you?
Hare Krishna. By Krishna's cosmos mercy, I am doing fine, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Guruji, for a wonderful class. It's an amazing knowledge to know, it's like studying, your electron, proton, we don't see it, but we learn it.
We learn it.
Same
We
is the case
agree, we
here.
accept it. We accept it, yes.
Yeah, same is the case here. We don't see all this, like the conditioned soul when it gets interaction with Maya, it entwines into all those. It's amazing. It's like, your teacher is teaching you. This is what is happening with you.
Yes,
It's
Prabhu.
amazing knowledge.
Krishna's mercy, Prabhu.
Yes, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Ravin Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. R.K. Goyal Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
It's a wonderful class. Actually, I have been irregular for the last 2-3 days because of
Yes,
my
ma'am.
schedule getting clashed with your class. So
Yes,
I have to go for physiotherapy sessions, so I am finding it a bit inconvenient to be regular. But I am trying my best to be in Krishna consciousness. I had to reduce my daily chanting also from 16 rounds to 8 rounds. But I hope I will be able to make up soon. So thank
Yes,
you,
Prabhu.
Guruji,
Krishna's
for your
mercy.
blessing.
We pray to
Yes.
Krishna, yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Guruji, yes. Thank you. Sometimes Krishna takes examinations also. So I am going through that exam in a way. Thank you, Guruji. Thanks for your nice class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu. S.K. Garg Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Guruji.
Thank you.
Enjoying the sessions, learning so much about the 3 gunas in this chapter as well as quite a lot in the chapter 4 also. It's really heartening, really very, very enlightening that
Yes.
what we are getting from you on a daily basis. And it is unending, Guruji. We have to learn it as much as we can and keep on remembering the Krishna.
Yes.
Thank you,
Krishna's
Guruji.
mercy only, Prabhu. Krishna's mercy.
Krishna's mercy, Guruji. I feel myself lucky. I feel myself that I got this opportunity to attend these sessions. And now I cannot think my day to be starting without such session.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Guruji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Guruji.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhu. Chitrita Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Today's class was just too good. Excellent
Yes.
class, Guruji. And what I was just discussing with Shana is that the indestructible, that is the soul,
Yeah.
is being held captive by a destructible, element, that is the body.
There
Correct?
is a body. Yes, exactly. Yes.
And the Maya is the path, which is what? Motored by the 3 gunas? Is that the way you should understand?
That is correct. Maya, 3 gunas.
Acha. So, and this is another beautiful thing which you told us today, is to establish the 3rd bond, Guruji, which will free us from karma bandha and janma
Yes,
bandha.
exactly. Yes. Krishna
Wonderful.
bandha. Krishna bandha will
Bandha.
help you.
And another thing is that Guruji, he is waiting for us to establish the bond, but we are the ones who are repelling and withdrawing. This is a very sad thing that is happening, Guruji. Wonderful, Guruji.
Yes.
Wonderful, fantastic realization, Guruji. Thank you so
Yes.
much.
Hare Krishna Guruji, I'm Shahana speaking.
Hare Krishna, Sayana Mataji. How are you doing? Hare Krishna.
I am good. This morning only I was complaining to Ma all about in a very Rajaguna way, and then today see I learned so much in the class again. I am attending only Sunday class. I try to listen in the middle.
Very
and
nice.
I was telling my mom that Gita will take one whole lifetime to learn, understand, and use in our life. I'm very glad that I've been able to start a little early maybe, but it'll take time. I
You are right. You are started at the right time. So now if you fully make use of it, definitely by Krishna's mercy, this entire life is going to be, you will be able to make use of it, definitely. Yes.
Gita is something that binds us to something that is solid, that when in the middle of all the confusion that happens in life, Gita is something that is solid and permanent. So that is one
That is
really...
the thing. It will help us, it will make our life very, very meaningful, and we know what we are doing. We know that we are doing it for Krishna, and always Krishna is guiding us. He is with us all the time, correct? So he is guiding us.
That's true. Thank you so much, Guruji. Realization itself is a start.
That is correct. Yeah. Maybe I know there is a Chitrita Mataji, my mother gave me some contact in AIMS, some professor. Maybe I contacted once, afterwards I couldn't. Maybe I will again get back in contact with him. So maybe if possible, when I visit India next time, maybe we can try to arrange a program in AIMS through him. I'll check with him, and we'll
Sure,
we'll
Guruji,
let's
sure.
see. We just have to desire, and Krishna will do that. That's it.
Yeah, that is true.
So we will just do it by Krishna's mercy. Very nice. I'm very happy to talk with you today. Yeah.
It's lovely to attend your classes, Guruji, really. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna.
Guruji. Hare
Thank you.
Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Sumati Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank
Hare
you for
Krishna.
an excellent class, Guruji, on Maya and the modes of nature. Very, very relevant, as Chitrita and Sahana Mataji also told.
Yes.
That breaking the bond, breaking one bond, and using another bond to strengthen, and also the 2 or 3 nice terms you told today. Mukti with bhakti. Without bhakti, we cannot have mukti. And that one, and repelling the this thing, that one also is very good.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. So very, very good learning today, Guruji. And one thing is, so when somebody has to move from, say, tamoguna to rajoguna, and from rajo to sattva, and from sattva to shuddha sattva. So first, the realization should happen when they are in tamoguna, that they are, indolent or mad or lazy or something, and that they want to move, right? They want to change that condition. Only when that realization happens, will they move, isn't it? Will they change?
How that happens is that the knowledge, the Bhagavad Gita knowledge. So when we have the Bhagavad Gita knowledge, so that means we are no more ignorant. See, tamoguna itself is produced from ignorance only. Tamas ajnana jam vidya, ajnana jam. So born from ajnana, ignorance. So when we have the complete knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, then there is no way tamoguna influences us, because we have full knowledge, correct? So we are not ignorant at all. So that way we will not be controlled by tamoguna at all when we have the complete knowledge of Bhagavad Gita.
But that inclination should come for the person, right, Guruji? When the inclination to, to come out of ignorance, to learn,
that's correct.
and
if
to
we have
acquire
faith
the
on
knowledge.
this Bhagavad Gita, when we get this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, then there is no need for any inclination. Automatically we are out of tamoguna itself, ignorance itself, because you have the knowledge, correct?
Correct. So once you are coming to Bhagavad Gita, so automatically tamoguna will
gone.
go. If it is there, it will go. If the influence of tamoguna is there. Similarly, rajoguna also, if we are having the influence, once you get to learn, you will recognize that, okay, this is...
That's correct, because we are attached. When we are attached to Krishna, when we study Bhagavad Gita, we will develop that attachment to Krishna. So that is happening with all of us, correct? We are seeing the progress. When we are, every day we are committing ourselves to study this Bhagavad Gita. That itself is a very big success, actually. So we are daily. So that means we are getting ourselves attached to Krishna more and more. So when that attachment to Krishna comes, then attachment to material matter goes away. So that means Rajoguna also. So Rajoguna comes only from the attachment to the sense objects. Rajoguna comes. When we are no more attached to the sense objects, we are attached only to Krishna, then Rajoguna is not going to affect us.
Yeah. Then for Sattva Guna, to come out of Sattva Guna also, how is that done, Guruji?
That is actually when we are not having Tamoguna, not having Rajoguna, when we are Sattva binds one to knowledge and happiness. So what is going to happen is that when we do everything, so one important thing what we will do, we know that only modes of nature are acting on us, that is for sure. But when we are even bound by the mode of goodness, Sattva Guna, but with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, with attachment to Krishna, with all such things, we will not be attached to the results at all. So that means Sattva Guna also is not going to bind us. We are freed. We are not attached to the results. That means that's what is called Suddha Sattva. That's why we are only focused on serving Krishna. We are not attached by any results. We are fully fixing our mind only on Krishna. So that means we are free from all the modes of nature. We will go to Goloka only, not to anywhere else. This one.
Got it. So the process of not getting attached to results is what is freeing us from Sattva Guna also.
is freeing us from all yes, that is
From all
correct.
the three gunas. From all the
All
three.
the three gunas. The
Got it,
process
got
of not getting attached to anything by attaching ourselves to Krishna. That is the only way we will not get attached to anything.
Okay. By increasing the bond with Krishna, the other bonds weaken. And
Exactly.
automatically this bond develops, becomes
That's why
strong.
Krishna is saying that Mameva ye prapatyante maya metam tarantite. If you surrender unto me, you are freed from Maya. So Bhakti Yogena Sevate Sagunan Samati Tetan. If you render devotional service unto me with devotion, with love, then you are freed from Maya. So that's why Krishna is saying that. If we are attached to Krishna, we are freed from three gunas. Yes.
Got it, Guruji. That distinction became very clear today.
Yes.
Thank
yes,
you, Guruji.
Bhagavad Gita teaches us everything, Mother. We don't have to worry about it. Only we are so fortunate that we are studying Bhagavad Gita every day. This is a very, very unique team. It's Krishna's mercy. Somehow he put us together and we are able to enjoy every day. Yes, Mother.
Yes, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mother. R.K. Goyal Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare
I have
Krishna.
developed a few doubts. Just wanted to know in the same context with Mataji were talking. It's true that we all are having all the three gunas basically at all times. But if we get the company of pure devotees, then we gradually get rid of these three gunas and then we are attracted towards Krishna. So my question is that when we see the story of Hiranyakashipu, he was purely in Tamoguna in a way because he was not believing in Krishna or Vishnu. But by chance, he got a son who was a pure devotee. So why he could not get rid of this Tamoguna and got attracted towards Krishna? That is my doubt. Is it because of the extensive denseness of the Tamoguna in him, or is it because of some
Yes,
other reason?
that happens because of the main important point is that faith on Krishna is very, very important. So then only we will develop attachment to Krishna. If we don't have faith on Krishna, if we don't have faith on Bhagavad Gita, that happens even with our family members, with everyone. It happens. If one may be a devotee, another may not be a devotee in the same family. So that is because the faith. That's what is very important. So Prahlad Maharaj, he was having full faith on Krishna. So that's why Narsimha Dev appeared. So from the pillar. So that way, that is the main thing. So each individual is the soul. So we should not be simply saying that because of the father, child, or brother, why they are not becoming devotees. That's not possible. Each and every individual is a soul. So only if that soul has a faith, then they will get it. And one thing is for sure, if a devotee, if the soul is a devotee, then Krishna will make sure that that soul will be born in a devotee's family, so that he can continue. So that is possible. So, but a devotee, Krishna makes sure that he will find a way to go to him. There is no doubt. Yes.
So, Guruji, can we take it like this? Even if we are in the company of a pure devotee, we cannot get rid of this agyan or tamoguna unless until we ourselves are willing to do that. Because
that is correct. Unless we have faith,
interested to listen about Krishna.
Yes, yes. We should be able to get that faith. There is we should have that faith. We should listen to them and follow their instructions, the pure devotees, then we can get it off. But if we don't have faith, so then that's not going to happen. Yes, bro.
So basically, it is the first requirement of the conditioned soul to be willing to.
What, Prabhu?
Unless until the soul is willing to surrender and to get rid of this materialistic world, it is not possible even by the satsang.
Yes, unless the soul is willing to listen to Bhagavad Gita, that is the main thing. Main point is here Bhagavad Gita, that is the thing. So, Shraddhavan labate jnana tatparaga samyate. So, jnanam labdo param shantim achirena adgachati. So, that's a very important thing. We need to have that Shraddha. If the Shraddha is there or not, that is the only question. So that can be asked. If a person is having a Shraddha, he will become a devotee, he will follow Krishna's instructions, he will go to Goloka. If a person is not having Shraddha, Ashraddha, then whoever he may be, he will not be able to progress at all. Yes, Prabhu.
So that means, Guruji, if we are trying to help someone to get attracted towards Krishna consciousness, we have to first identify whether he is really willing. Slight willingness should definitely be there in him.
Exactly.
Otherwise, we would be wasting our time.
Otherwise, will be. That's why Krishna said very clearly that idam te na tapaskaya na bhaktaya kadasana na cha asusavai vacham na cha mam yo abhyasuyate. It is not possible. We cannot teach this. Only we can teach this Bhagavad Gita only to Krishna's devotees. That's why I always say that we cannot make someone as devotees by teaching them Bhagavad Gita. We can teach Bhagavad Gita only to the devotees. They have to be devotees to teach Bhagavad Gita.
That's right, Guruji. It's wonderful now, very clear to
Yes,
me. I hope other devotees have also got it. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Ravin Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, Guruji, today it didn't unmute at all. I had to then mute it again and then, yeah, it worked. That's good.
Okay. That's some. I don't know why it's happening only with you like this. Yes, Prabhu. Maybe Krishna is playing. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji. Definitely, this is Krishna's play only.
Prabhuji,
so wonderful class, Guruji. So the mention of bonds or the connection or the explanation using bonds, that is wonderful in the sense that we have studied when we were in schools that there are weaker bonds and the weaker bonds are broken and then stronger bonds are created. So the bonds with our bondage with the material world is a weaker bond and the bond with Krishna is a stronger bond. So that is the only possibility that the bond can break and a new bond can create. So a weaker bond breaks and a stronger bond is created. And and a very important thing, Prabhuji, that we have also learned is about catalyst. So in the presence of catalyst, these bonds break. And I think the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is the catalyst. And the way how the catalyst applies also is very important in the sense that all these material that gets reacted, they need to be in very high contact with the catalyst. So which means when we come to Bhagavad Gita, we need to know everything. We need to have contact with each part of Bhagavad Gita, which is the catalyst. Then the reaction will happen, the weaker bond will break and the stronger bond will get created. Is that correct, Guruji?
Exactly. What you said is 100% true, Prabhu, because we have to stick only to Bhagavad Gita. We need to follow what Krishna is teaching. We should not deviate from Krishna's path. That's why Krishna is teaching in Bhagavad Gita very clearly that you abandon everything. When he says that Sarva Dharman Parityaja, we should not be talking about anything else. That's it. We should just listen only to Krishna. So then, whatever you just now said, that that catalyst basically it's enzymes, correct? So in the biomolecule, so that will basically it will go fast. So that's what. Without enzymes in our body, we cannot even live. They are making it super fast, all the reactions. Otherwise, it will take forever. All the biochemical reactions. So like that, it's very important. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. So it is a very wonderful correlation between scientific explanation, how to implement Bhagavad Gita's knowledge into that one. So it is so wonderful, Guruji. Really indebted that you are teaching us this knowledge each and every day. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna to all devotees. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, are you in touch with that Suresh Kumar Prabhu by any chance? I don't know how he is doing. So we couldn't talk with him for a very long time. Maybe.
Yeah, I will check, Prabhuji.
Yeah, just check with him how he's doing. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, I will do that.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Jyoti Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Sorry Guruji, I joined little late, so I missed. I will listen to that actually later.
Yes, Mother, you can follow through our YouTube channel, no problem. It will come.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Mother, Hare Krishna. Vardhana Rao Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Yes, Guruji, thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare.
Namaste.
Namaste Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Mahendra Shukla Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranams Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama. Ashirvad Mantare. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna. Suresh Tabi Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Guruji, like there is an extension of this thing, like Mataji said about the Tattva Guna. So I just wanted to know, like, then how we look at it, Tattva Guna actually.
Sattva-guna is good. Right now, we should be in Sattva-guna only. Before, then only it helps us to free ourselves from all gunas. Sattva-guna helps us to free ourselves from all the gunas. We have to do everything what Krishna is teaching us in Sattva-guna. For example, when Krishna is teaching about food in the mode of goodness, we have to just eat food in the mode of goodness. That's what we need to offer to Krishna. And then we need to take it as prasadam. That's what Ayu Sattva Bala Arogya Sukha Priti Vivardhanaga. So it increases the duration of life. It gives strength, health, happiness, satisfaction, purifies our existence. So that way, everything we need to follow based on Sattva Guna. And then we will be able to become Nirguna. Yes,
okay, means from Sattva Guna, we have to travel to the Nirguna.
That will happen automatically. That's what that Sattva Guna leads to, that release from the bondage of everything. Yes,
okay, Guruji. Okay, Guruji.
So right now we are all under the control of modes of nature, but we have to do everything. Simply we have to do what Krishna is teaching in Bhagavad Gita. That's it. Everything we can list out. It's very easy. It's not very difficult at all. So just follow. We need to make sure that whether we are following every day Krishna's instructions or not. That's what is very important. Yes,
then how come, Guruji, like you said, sometimes like we are in Tamo Guna, or sometimes we are in Rajo Guna, and sometimes we are in
That is for those who have no knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. They are not following Bhagavad Gita. So for them, depending upon the circumstances, someone if they are all the time with these people with Sattva-guna, then that influence will be there. So Rajoguna, Tamoguna, so it's highly contagious. So that way, sometimes the Rajoguna becomes predominant, because when we are attached to something, when we are not attached to anything, at that time Rajoguna will not do anything. But if we are ignorant, at that time Tamoguna will become predominant. Sometimes the Sattva-guna, so it's all competing each other. So that's what.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, bro.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
What is happening with us? Slowly and steadily, we are getting ourselves freed from the Tamoguna and Rajoguna. That's happening definitely by following all those things. Then we are predominantly with Sattva-guna. Then we will be freed from all the gunas. Yes,
okay, Guruji. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna. Hare Krishna. Kamlesh Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare
That's
Krishna.
very interesting, to understand all these things. Very interesting. But
Yes.
one thing you have to understand, if you don't surrender, you can't understand these things. You have to surrender. You have to apply on you.
Yes. Yes.
If you apply, I think then you will understand what does it mean, what Krishna means and all that,
Exactly. Yes, ma'am.
because you have to believe it. Unless you believe in from your heart, you can't reach anywhere, no matter how much you Gita you know.
This correct. That's why Shraddha, faith.
Yeah,
Belief
Shraddha.
is faith. That's why it's
Yeah,
very,
you
very.
have to just believe in that whatever he's going to do, he's going to do good,
That's that Shraddha is there. It's going to go to Goloka, no doubt.
Yes. Thank you so much for this nice class, to know about people and answers and all that. And what about Prabhu? This is Kartik month. We don't do the Bodha Ashtakam.
Yes, it's
And
already
this,
started. Correct. Yes,
yeah, like instead of doing 2 malas, can't we have the Bodha Ashtakam? Then everybody will know what is that too.
Yeah,
Because
I wanted to do a lot of chantings. We will focus on chanting 16 rounds, but when the time, we don't have time from
yeah, we don't have time, but this is the only month we can do it. The Bodha. So then you can explain about that, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
But I don't know. It just came in my mind, because
Yeah,
this
you
month.
want to say this right only, Mataji, but we will, yeah, yes, Mataji. When we are glorifying Krishna using this Bhagavad Gita, because this is a standard format we are doing every day. So I understand what you are talking about it. Well, I'll figure it out how whether we can do this.
Yeah. I do it myself. Whatever time I do, I just do it, once.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
that's what I was thinking.
Find out, figure it out. Yes, Mataji.
Okay, thank you. I just had.
It will happen. Everything happen. Krishna's mercy, when the desire comes, he will do it. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. To you and everybody. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Mani Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Hare Ram,
Yeah,
Hare.
Hare. Yeah, I was waiting. Sunday came. Now
Yes.
I'm totally
Only
free.
you are able
Because,
to join. Yes,
yeah, it's so that I have to be in the auditorium. There is a pin drop silence. Even I cannot keep it in the Bluetooth. Suddenly, some interaction takes place. I will get lost. What to do? Krishna is testing me.
Krishna,
But as you said,
yes.
So whatever the Maya that is catching us, that without doing that duty, we can't able to survive on day-to-day life. So that is what is happening. So in the same pattern, whatever our Prabhuji, Mataji, they have questioned, today class also, it is about the mind control and predominantly how our mind is getting, oscillated between Taboguna, Rajoguna and Sattva Guna. So what I understand is everybody has that Sattva Guna there. Only thing is it is not staying. So some in a split of second, the Rajo takes place, and after Rajo takes place, then you are become very, very little weak and you are not energetic. So Tabo will take over. And when it take over, switch on, switch off mode, we are not able to do it. Sometimes what happens, we stay in the same position or same, nature, behavior, and we don't switch on to Tabo. So the one sitting example is, sometimes you used to tell Guruji that 10 o'clock some duty bound is there. So you have to finish within 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. So Sattva is predominantly there. That is why, energetically, we are interacting with each other. The only purpose, only objective is Krishna. There is no other business in the whole session. Either it is a 1 hour or 2 hours. We don't have any other business to think.
We are free from Maya. We are not in any gunas. That is the main thing. We are, yes, bro.
Yeah. So when you are switching on, Guruji, I think you are a seasoned person. We are just a starter. We are in a first gear. I'm slowly going to second gear and third gear. Sometime after third gear, it because of traffic jam, it comes back to first gear itself. So I'm not able to go to the fourth gear.
Krishna will clear all the traffic jam, Prabhu. Krishna's mercy. Our way to Goloka is there is no traffic jam. It's full, very fast. That's it. Super fast. We'll go. Yes. That's why Krishna says many times in Bhagavad Gita, without any delay. Nachirena adhigacchati, achirena adhigacchati. So that means without any delay. Yes.
Yes, Guruji. So I just want to get your experience. So when you go back to your Rajo sin, no, duty bound things, what happens, Guruji? Just you tell us.
Because when you are engaged all the time in Bhagavad Gita, thinking about Bhagavad Gita, so automatically we will not be attached to anything, even at work or anything duty bound. See, main thing is that attachment only. If attachment is there, only Rajoguna is going to come. If we are not attached to the results, if we are depending on Krishna, we know that Krishna is working. If results are going to come only by Krishna's plan only, it's not for our plan. So then if we fully leave everything to Krishna, then there is no Rajoguna even at work also. So that's why we need to understand that whatever we do, we have to think that we are doing it only for Krishna. That's what is very important.
That means executing the responsibility, we have to think like that. Sometimes what happens, we could not able to think. At the time it comes that I am doing it. So that I am
So daily studying this Bhagavad Gita is going to help over a period of time. It is definitely, it's going to change us completely, no doubt. So it's simply a matter of time.
Thank you, Guruji. One more doubt I want to clear with you. Say this Kartik Masa, Margari Masa comes now. See, naturally we do Vishnu Sahasranamam chanting and all these things we do. Whenever we have a time, we used to do it on a regular practices. See, the Shabarimala session comes. I completed 18 years, 20 years Padayatra and all. And whenever time is coming, I'm yearly once going up. So what is your suggestion, Guruji? So basically what happened, it is, we are very fearful for that 1-2 months.
Only stick to Bhagavad Gita. That's it. Everything else is satisfied. We just understanding Bhagavad Gita, chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, preparing prasadam, offering prasadam. Prabhu, we have a big work to do, Prabhu. Lot of work to do. Like we discussed in the past many times, correct? We have to identify thousands of devotees everywhere. In Bangalore itself, thousands, every other city. So we have to fully put our effort only on that, Prabhu. That is the main thing.
Yeah,
so Krishna will be very, very happy if we do that. That is the main thing. He will be very much pleased. Krishna said very clearly in Bhagavad Gita, nobody else can become dearer to me than this person. So when we know that there is such a great opportunities there are so many devotees, thousands and thousands of devotees are there. So we have to now get engaged ourselves only in doing that. So if we are successful in that, then everything else is satisfied. We don't have to worry about anything. Yes.
Yeah, that is why all the Sattva Guna, we are all assembled together and we have only objective of chanting Hare Krishna and
yes, chanting Hare Krishna, identifying devotees, spreading this Bhagavad Gita, that should be our only goal, nothing else.
Similar way, when we are distributing flyer, automatically that Sattva Guna predominantly will come and people will join and understand.
It will come because we are identifying new devotees, correct? Palniappan Prabhu identified you. So he has become so much dearer to Krishna. So Palniappan Prabhu, Chandrakanta Mataji, Sumati Mataji, everyone, they were distributing flyers in the past, correct? So that way, yes.
Yeah, thank you, Guruji. I think, I cleared my doubt. So, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Thank you, Guruji, for excellent class on a day-to-day basis. And we are really grateful to you for making us bonding together. And the objective, we understand fully that what is our objective is.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Hare
Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Sunil Shivas Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Dandavat Pranam, Guruji.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
From your blessings and Krishna's blessing, Guruji, everything is going on smoothly.
Yes, Prabhu. Krishna's mercy is there, Prabhu. Krishna's mercy.
Your blessing is must, Guruji. Your blessing is must.
Of course, Prabhu. I'll pray to Krishna, Supreme Lord, definitely.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Ram. Hare Krishna. Palniappan Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Rama.
Rama. Hare Hare.
today's class as well as the question answers by all Prabhujis as well as Matajis are really made my work very less. Every day I used to say, summarize and say few words as answer to your question. Today everybody did that. I felt when I heard all the people what they are this thing, I heard that all are my work, whatever I was used to do it, that day everybody did it. That way I am very happy that all Matajis and Prabhujis and Mani Prabhu also has done whatever this thing I did. And what I felt, even to my experience, I wanted to say an answer. It may be an answer to Mani Prabhu's question also. That I think he can understand Tamil to some extent. See, our Kuladeva is Karvattu Karupar. See, this thing, I am not a Brahmin really, and we used to pray in a very, very big way that our Kuladeva. And nowadays, after listening to you, more or less I am listening to you for a year. After 2 or 3 days, it will be an year. I will be completing an year hearing to you. So what I felt is, even today, whenever now, if I pray my Kuladeva, I realize that what I will say, Kuladeva's picture or really it is in this thing, made out of stone. And I really feel that converting that and feeling it as Krishna.
Yes.
So whatever you have done in your childhood, you cannot change. Still you have to pray that God. But at the same time, you pray as today what you really finally understood after so many years. So you pray that God. That is the only thing. All the gods are, when you pray, now pray as Krishna. That's the only difference. When you pray
Yes,
even
Krishna only
Vishnu or
is giving
Tirupati, you
all
pray
the energy to other gods.
when you understood that, that is more important. Whatever God you pray, you need not stop it or you need not leave it. But you pray today as Krishna, at least you understood now Bhagavad Gita and you make it. That's so simple. That is my feeling to anybody who asks thinking about that type of thing. That is my thinking is like that. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I have to join another meeting now, so I won't be able to play Prabhupada's Kirtan today. Hare Krishna. We'll again start on Tuesday morning. Hare Krishna. Hare Ram.